In this video, we'll go over how to use MyAssays Pad Data. MyAssays Pad Data is a simple and efficient text-based data format developed by MyAssays for representing different types of measurement data in a cross-instrument and version-proof manner. This pad format provides an easy method for entering and importing data and is available through all MyAssays desktop protocols in MyAssays Analysis, as well as through the new protocol wizard. The consistency of this format allows data to be used across readers and in all MyAssays desktop protocols. For example, if you're working with measurement data collected from instrumentation in a format that is not automatically recognized for import by MyAssays desktop, prepare the data in the pad format for easy import into MyAssays desktop. Note that this format does not include metadata, which is non-measurement data associated with the run, such as the instrument serial number. For our first example, I have opened the pre-configured ELISA protocol included with MyAssays desktop installation. Opening the Measurements tab, we can see the pad data format for 96-well endpoint data. In this case, the pad data is arranged in a simple 12x8 format. If I'm working with a reader that does not output data in a format automatically recognized by MyAssays desktop, I can simply organize the data in this format and copy and paste the data in directly, or use the import wizard to import from a separate file and automate the data import process if necessary. I have an example measurement data file that I've formatted into the appropriate pad format for 96-well endpoint data. To import the data directly from this file, I can select Import to open the import wizard. I'll select to import measurements, and on the next step, I'll browse for and select my measurement data file. On the next step, we can see the data has been successfully imported, and if we leave the Calculate Results checkbox selected, pressing Finish will import the data and calculate the results for this assay run. MyAssays desktop supports many different measurement types, including endpoint, dual endpoint, kinetic with and without time points, spectral, well scan, multiple plate, multiplex, and combination data, which may contain more than one type of these listed measurement types. To investigate the MyAssays Pad Data format for these different measurement types, you can use the new protocol wizard to provide the expected format. In the MyAssays Desktop Explorer, I'll select the New Protocol option to open the new protocol wizard. Here, I'll select the I don't have any data yet option to allow MyAssays Desktop to generate some data for my selected application. Next, we can select the measurement data type and detection technology. Let's start with the kinetic with no time values option, and I'll leave the detection technology set to absorbance. Next, we'll select the measurement data format. In this case, I'll select the 12x8 96-well option. On the next step, we can specify the sample types used in our assay. For simplicity, I'll select only unknown samples, and on the next step, I'll just select a plate of 96 unknowns run in singlicate. On the next step, we can see the example measurement data has been created for us in a pad format. The organization is different here when compared to the endpoint data, as each position has multiple measurements across different cycles. The data for each position is contained on a single line. So for example, we can see the kinetic data for A1 starts with 8.355 and ends with 89.217. Opening the Plate tab, we can see the data for each position in a thumb chart. And similarly, we can see each position's chart by opening the Chart tab. Back on the Pad tab, we now know the expected format for kinetic data without time points to be copied and pasted into the Measurements tab in MyAssays Desktop Kinetic Protocols or imported from text files directly into the MyAssays Desktop protocol. Moving backwards through the new protocol wizard steps until we reach the measurement data type and technology step, this time I'll select the Other or Combination option. This time on the next step, we'll be able to specify what data is included in our assay and the configuration. So for this example, let's say we have an endpoint matrix and a kinetic matrix. I'll select Add Data and select Endpoint Measurements. Now in the configuration pane, we can name the matrix, add the detection technology, and the numerical formatting. I'll leave these set to default and select to add a second matrix of data, selecting Kinetics Measurements. You can see a checkbox appearing below the Add Data drop-down box where we can select if our kinetic data includes timestamps. I'll select that checkbox so we can see how the data is organized with time points. I'll move through the same steps as before, selecting that our data is measured in a 12 by 8 96 well microplate with unknown samples run in Singlicate. On the next step, we can see our data in the expected pad format. Our endpoint data appears first, followed by our kinetic data with these headers in between. The kinetic data is arranged in the same way, however this time a time point is included before each measurement, separated by a semicolon. Next, let's demonstrate how when our data is formatted in the expected pad data format, MyAssays Desktop can automatically recognize and import our data. I'll just quickly copy and paste this example data into a separate text file, and I'll name it combination.myassayspad.txt. Now I'll close out of the new protocol wizard and reopen it. But this time I'll select that my data is in a file or spread across multiple files. I'll browse for and select my measurement data file, and leaving the automatically import measurement data checkbox selected, I'll press next. After selecting how our measurement data is organized, we can see that the data has been successfully imported as expected, with one endpoint data matrix and one kinetic data matrix. We can also review the data in a pad format, chart, and see the original source file. The chart option displays the time in seconds for the x-axis, since our data includes time points. If you have any questions about MyAssays Desktop Pad Data, how to import your data, or format for pad data, please email us at support@myassays.com.